speaker today is a former award-winning journo, talkback radio announcer, founder of businesses Ethically Abundant, the Whisperer team, and the Great Aussie Pub Network, just to name a few, and the creator of Empty Glass Suicide Prevention Signal. Jonathan has 30 years' experience of dealing with mental illness stigma. Since his first psychotic episode in 1997 as a 20-year-old cadet at News Limited as a journalist. Since then, he has been open in conversations with anybody who has wanted to know about his life. That is a life of medication taking. That life ended in early 2024. Today, he is an expert authority on the gift of shame and suicide prevention education. He knows what makes an Aussie pub great, what makes people who run them happy and healthy, and he loves a cold glass of lemon, lime and bitters. Everyone, whether you're in your lounge room, bedroom, on the toilet or sitting in your car, please raise your glass and welcome the one, the only, the ethical disruptor from down under, the original pub whisperer, Jonathan Hart!
G'day. Welcome. Thanks for joining me on this webinar via the internet. Suicide. You may have experienced it, or suicidal thoughts you may have experienced. I'm here today to tell you that we can end it. We can end suicide ideation and suicide around the world together. I'm here to tell you not why, but how we can do it together. If you're sitting at home right now and you're a publican, this is a journey on how to become a great Aussie publican. Creating a world where suicide doesn't exist starts with you. And it starts with you being honest to yourself about suicide ideation. If you're a busy, overworked, overwhelmed publican that, like most Aussie publicans that have been doing this job for so long, you may have felt that way. But your patrons may have also been feeling that way. This 40-minute webinar is to help you get started on your journey into greatness. And what road you take after this workshop is up to you, and it's whether you take it or not. So what I'm here to do is tell you who this is for, and this is for you. Publicans dedicated to serving people in the community. Publicans who want to help their patrons through tough times. Publicans who recognise that they have a part to play in improving their patrons' mental health. And publicans who want to embrace research-based knowledge around better health and mental health. So if that's for you, stick around. I've got some information right now to share with you that you may not know. Every day in Australia, 9 people kill themselves. 2 of them are women, 7 of them are men. One of those people has a gambling addiction, and pokies in pubs are the most common form of gambling in Australia. On top of that, 2 out of every 3 people around the world, according to the stats from 2004, have alcohol in their system when they kill themselves. 69% of people kill themselves with alcohol in their system. So if you're a publican, if you're a bar staff member, right now, serving your patrons alcohol, allowing them to sit on the pokies for hours on end, you're part of the problem. If you're not part of the solution, you continue to be a part of the problem. Today I'm here to give you the solution and get behind a movement that will change things in Australia and around the world. Who is this not for? Anyone unable to grasp deeper truths and feel that they know it all. Anyone not interested in scaling their positive impact in their pubs. And anyone who thinks suicide prevention is not a job for publicans and bar staff, all staff in the pub, gaming staff, even security. Today, I will assist you in helping your staff, your patrons, understand what it takes to be a great Aussie pub. In my 12-week program, I'll be helping you understand yourself a little bit more and why you may have been feeling suicidal at some point in your life. I'll help you identify ways of receiving newfound respect from your community. Your harshest critics may be the ones sitting at home going, oh, they're just exploiting the poor dumb folk that just keep putting money into their pokies. They're your harshest critics right now. Do you care about them? Probably not. They probably care about you because you are responsible for making decisions in your community and doing something to help them. And I'll give you the tools and resources to create income, more income for your pub in a different way. Something that you may not have thought about, but something that you can think about, and we can create together on a 12-week journey. So, why me? It could be any of these reasons. I'm the founder of the Great Aussie Pub Network, the Whisperer team, the Glass Empty Suicide Prevention Signal and Method. I'm an award-winning professional in media, and I've experienced men's circles, been a facilitator for the last 3 years, and experienced suicide ideation survivor. But the main reason you should trust me on this journey is simply because I've been in your patrons' shoes. In 2021, I was a divorced father of 4, seeing my kids a couple of hours on a Sunday, and that was it. The only place I had to go for connection was the local pub. And I sat there. At that time, I wasn't suicidal, but I was lonely. I was desperate for some sort of connection. And I observed and I participated in the pub. I got to know other patrons, and I became that person that needed support. So what I'm saying is that if you don't join me today on this movement, I'll just reinvent myself. I'll call myself the Pub Patron Whisperer and assist those people that you're ignoring right now because they want your help right now. And I want to champion you as the leader in your community to get them to a place of safety and celebrate you. So, is it time that we return to old-fashioned values? Yes, it is. And what are those old-fashioned values? I'll tell you in a minute. But what has not honouring them got us? Well, yeah, we sit on the pokies. We drink and we focus on our problems, and we don't ever really get out of those situations unless we're met with genuine connection and genuine help from people. And then we can start to lift ourselves out of that. But it requires values, a value system that we have within ourselves, but we just continue to ignore and just continue to go through the motions, just be like everybody else, because everybody's just trying to fit in. And what does that mean? Well, most Aussie pubs allow that way of being to continue to happen, putting poker machine profits over people's mental health. We need to shift that and become a great Aussie pub, helping patrons to have fun, be positive, see the best in each other. Now, I'm not the one, don't blame me, I'm just the messenger, because the media are already onto this. This is an article from April this year. Suicides are related to gambling. How can we tackle the problem? So if you're not getting on board with this right now, the media are going to cane you. They're already onto this. They're already starting the conversation. Here's another article saying just that. Suicide in the community is contributed to because of pokie addiction. And they haven't even gone on to the alcohol addiction yet. So, this is me back in 2017. I travelled around Australia with my family, 4 kids. It was the first time I got to wear my Vistaprint ordered t-shirt, which had a Great Aussie Pubs logo on it. And it was just like fantastic. I was doing it. I was getting out there, visiting all the pubs, and it was fun. And in the course of the next 7 years, up until right now, I created a website called Great Aussie Pubs. We had, some of the videos went viral on Facebook. Then in 2020, when COVID came along, I realised that people would need support in the pubs because it wasn't there. So I created this pub whisperer identity, which is now a community, a growing community of pub whisperers in every pub that can assist people and be that person of support to help their patrons with their mental health and suicide ideation. And the glass empty suicide prevention signal. It's really quite simple, and I'll let you know what that's all about if you stick around to the end of the video. Free resource for you. Now, one of the great things that we can do together out of all this, at the end of the program, out of the end of the 12-week course, is host a pub supporting people day. Now that, we've had already a couple during the course of the last 4 years now, and we pushed tables together during COVID, yet we were a bit naughty, and while everyone was sitting 1.5 meters away, we said, well, we're going to push them closer together. And it was all about creating community in a very difficult situation and saying, you know what, this is what it's all about. And that's what we'll continue to do. We'll have pub supporting people days where patrons feel supported. They're not just supporting you and lining your pockets, but you're showing them the love as well. It might seem difficult right now, but at the end of the 12-week course, you'll feel like doing it. Are you ready to learn to have a tricky conversation right now around suicide? Because it is a tricky conversation. Every conversation around suicide is different. It's tricky. So what does tricky stand for? It's an acronym. It stands for trust, respect, integrity, confidentiality, kindness, and your good self. And that's what you can bring to every conversation that you have, whether it's about suicide or whether it's with your patrons or with your staff. These are the old-fashioned values that I'm talking about. Now, probably sitting at home right now going, I don't know the first thing to do about suicide. Well, I'm going to give you the very, very, very basics right now. Someone walks into your pub and you find out that they've made a suicide plan and they're going to walk out of your pub, whether you know how to have a conversation or not, there is something that you can do, and that's to contact emergency services. Just get them on board. If you don't know what the heck you're doing, they're going to know what they're doing because they've been doing it for so long. Now, if there's somebody in your pub that comes in and they're thinking about it, but they're not too sure, they just want that connection, well, you can start to have the tricky conversation, bring those values to the table, start to allow that approach to happen. Bring that to the table, those old-fashioned values, tricky conversation. Get them feeling safe at least. And then, of course, there are other methods as the basics. Call up a family member, a friend, someone that they trust, could be a work colleague, but somebody that they 100% feel comfortable with explaining how they're feeling and what's going on in their head at that moment. So you're getting them out of their head and into their heart with human connection. Now, if that can't happen, there's a website. It's a great Aussie website. It's called thepubwhisperer.com. On that website, you can then go and get a list of numbers, helpline, crisis numbers, that have people at the end of those phone lines who are able to support your patron. Okay, so this is the curriculum. This is the 12-week course that I'm going to take you through. First month, we talk about your pub and your area, your patrons, your people. Everything that goes into your pub, we get out into the world. And we do that by bringing other people who are in your town into your pub, and we get the history of your pub and the insights that you have about your patrons and what wisdom that they've got. We put it all together. We create content for the Great Aussie Pub Network so that we can showcase your town, your pub, your people to the world through some websites, which I'll mention a little bit later. Then for the next 4 weeks, we talk about you. And this is all about finding your strengths, your business and professional strengths, what you can bring to the table. Your values, your wisdom that you don't even know about right now. Because we all have wisdom, and so it's what we can give to our patrons and our staff. We can share our knowledge of what we go through in the tough times. That's all wisdom that you've got hiding inside of you. And then in week 7, we do discuss those strengths with a world-class strength, not calculator, it's a strength. It's not even a program. It's a way of identifying your strengths, which you wouldn't have heard about right now. And then we look into you. What makes you at your essence? What makes you great, but really what makes you authentic? This is what the 12-week course will help bring out of you. Then from week 8 to week 9, I do a one-on-one coaching with you, and we create something new. This is an idea that you've generated, something that you've always perhaps wanted to bring to the pub but didn't have the guts to do it. Could be a yoga session, or it could be a holistic men's group, but it's something that you've always wanted to do but haven't had the guts. So then through the next, those 4 weeks, we look at the marketing behind it. We start to build up some internet presence, start to get the town interested, starts getting real, then we deliver it to the world. And then we get it on the Great Aussie Pub Network, and we celebrate you and your idea. So, be seen, be heard, be valued. That's what I'm bringing to the table, and by you getting on board, it's what you'll be a part of. So you can connect authentically with people again, utilising a world-class method of discovering your professional business strengths and applying these strengths in a new business model. So we can let go of the past. We can let go of the pokey addiction, and we can move toward a pub which connects and uplifts. So by discovering more about yourself, and that's what we'll be doing in the 12-week program, and living with this new awareness, you will transform yourself and you will transform your community. So right now, you might have a lack of self-knowledge. What does it mean when you have an abundance of self-knowledge? It means you can get into your authentic self. So what I have found through my journey of 14 psychotic episodes, of crazy times really, of self-discovery, is that you and me being true to ourselves, that is our true self. You being true to yourself is being true to yourself. That means embedding those core values that we all have. We all want to be trustworthy. We all want to have respect for each other. We all want to have integrity. We all want to be able to have quiet conversations that are confidential. We all want to show kindness. We want to be our good self. Sometimes the road to get there is not easy, and we've got to remove the roadblocks, and we do that with self-awareness. So, embracing change is a difficult thing sometimes, but the only constant is change. And if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Building a pub that people talk about for all the right reasons is what I'm here today to get you involved with. And doing something different, drawing on your creativity and having fun. That's the thing, we want to have fun. Some people would describe fun as getting the barmaid pissed and taking advantage of her. That's all right. Well, you can do that if you want to do that. But it's also about wholesome fun. It's bringing values to the community that will uplift them. How to common sense your way to happiness. This is what it's all about. So this guy I met in 1997. I had my first psychotic episode that year, and I worked with my dad. My dad got him on board, and I got to know him quite well. He runs the Leadership Thinking Academy in Adelaide, and back then he knew me maybe better than I knew myself. And those lines there, he is ready and willing. He's ready and waiting to add value to any business that also has integrity. Be assured of his attention to detail and his energy. So he knew that. He's a leader. He saw that in me. And I guess the last 20 years, 25 years since then, has been about me carving that out of me and realising that that's who I am. And that's the journey that I've been on to discover that that's actually who I am. So, what you'll get from the 12-week program is personalised weekly coaching, suicide prevention training for you and all your staff, be included on the Great Aussie Pub Network's featured pub map, so people will know where to find you. God, I want to find a Great Aussie pub because I know I can trust them. They've got integrity. They're kind. Oh yeah, that publican, he's his good self most of the time, all the time. And we get you found. Create engaging content that delves into the richness of your pub, the patrons and the community you serve. You're telling the stories here. You are the hub. The pub is the hub. You are the authority in your town, telling the history of your town, getting everybody on board, letting them contribute, helping them to contribute. You're having fun. You're meeting other publicans who are committed to doing the same and serving their community with passion as well. Discover your game-changing ideas for your community. Maybe the best thing out of all of this is to help bring out that inspired part of you that wants to do something different. Right? We all have this part of ourselves that goes, oh, you know what, that's a cool idea, but no one will ever take up on it. Well, if you're going to not change anything about yourself, you're never going to do it. This idea was just an idea once, but I got up and I started doing it, and now I'm making changes in my community, and you can do it too. Discover your business strengths. That's your top 5 strengths and values. We're going through that. A detailed one-on-one coaching session, creating the event roadmap. So we'll make that journey together, and that idea will go from idea to actually happening. Lead and empower your community. Create new ways of impacting your community in a powerful and impactful way. Share your wisdom. Make more money by having fun. And bring out the best in people. Your investment today is $9,985. We start Monday, January 27, 2025, the day after Australia Day. But I'm giving you some bonuses today. Bonus 1, be celebrated on the Great Aussie Pub Network's website. So we've got greataussiepubs.com.au. We've got aussiegapyear.com.au, and I'll explain that in the next slide, what that's all about. worldsgreatestpubs.com. And there's another one, which if you make the grade, I'll share with you later. That additional investment is $1,997. Become a part of the Aussie Gap Year private network. You're wondering, what is a gap year? Well, GAP is an acronym for Great Aussie Pub. So anybody that's travelling around Australia that are coming from overseas, or they're just a local, they just want to have a year off and enjoy this beautiful country of ours, they're going to have a gap year. And they're going to want to work in safe places where they feel that trust and respect and integrity. And your pub can be a part of that network. So, yeah, it's all part of being a part of a vibrant online community. We work in online chat rooms, and down the track, we'll be creating live events with publicans like you together. So the promotion of your new live event, you will receive one-on-one coaching with me to develop an idea that you come up with that your customers love. You wouldn't have had the idea if you, deep down, your customers weren't wanting to see something new happen in the community. Allow this new vibe to attract an appreciative tribe. So when you start doing things differently, you begin to attract different things because you're being a different person. And the Gap Network will promote your event. So here it is again. 12 weeks personalised weekly coaching. Get suicide prevention training for you and all your staff. Be included on the Great Aussie Pub Network's featured pub maps. Create engaging content that delves into the richness of your pub, the patrons and the community that you serve. Have fun. Meet other publicans committed to serving their community with passion too. Discover your game-changing ideas for your community. Discover your hidden business strengths, your top 5 strengths and values. A detailed one-on-one coaching session, creating the event roadmap. Lead and empower your community. Create new ways of impacting your community in a powerful and impactful way. Share your wisdom. Make more money by having more fun. And bring out the best in people. With bonuses 1, 2 and 3, that's an investment of 14337. Beginning Monday, January 27, 2025. So, 14337, but today only, a deposit of 985. You'll only pay 3485. Now, we can do a 12 or 18-month payment plan. Today, that's a deposit of 485. You'll save 10352. It's a total investment of 3985. However, there is an even better deal. Up front, today only, 2985. These guys here, Greg and Sue Scanlon from Tumbarumba Hotel, awesome chefs and cool bar staff. It was back in 2021, I got a phone call from Sue. I was starting out doing videos and contributing to the Great Aussie Pubs website. She called me up, said, I love what you're doing, I want to be on the website for Great Aussie Pubs. I said, sure. So my son and I hopped in our car, had my iPhone and gimbal, and we went to the pub. We drove about, must have been about 1,800 kilometres across the country to get there. And when we got there, walked in the door, and Sue says, oh, wow, the Pub Whisperer's here. It was a fun concept at that stage. And we went with it. We were just like, oh, wow, this is great. They were just cool people at the end of the day. And it was so obvious that they were serving their community with passion and love and joy. These were the sorts of people that I want to support. These are the sort of people that make life in a country town enjoyable. And so many people during the course of that experience shared their passion for the pub. They loved how Greg would raise money for important projects in the town. And there was characters in these pubs, and we filmed them. They're on the greataussiepubs.com.au website. If you check it out, it's the first video on the front page. And yeah, we had some fun. I heard stories about horses walking into the pub and all sorts of stuff. And these are the stories I can't wait to share with Australia. This is what lights me up. I want to share your stories as well. However, these two people are the reason that I am here today and sharing this with you and giving you an opportunity to be a part of something bigger than what you may be thinking about in the past. Because that woman there, second to the right, it was about 18 months later, I called her And Greg got on the line. I said, all right, how you guys going? Not good, he said. I said, all right, what's happening? And that's when he said, Sue tried to kill herself. And anyway, it actually upset me a lot at the time. And that was the minute that I realised that it wasn't just patrons who were suffering, it was the publicans themselves. So, here are some common questions. What if I cannot make the dates? Well, you have to do the next one, which will be later on in the year. What if I really want to do the 12-week program but haven't got the money for it at the moment? Well, we can talk about it. We can do a payment plan. We can arrange something. Why should I come to you and not someone else? Well, the only one doing this at the moment is me. And the media right now want to cane your ass. They're already writing stories about it. I'm at least giving you an opportunity to be celebrated for doing something good for the community and champion you. Not criticise and, well, a little bit, but, we'll get through it. What is the ongoing yearly cost? Great question, Jono. And you? What is it? Well, it's the same as the joining fee. If you can pay up front, it's $2,985. And that continues to give you a presence on the Great Aussie Pub Network and beyond. So, this is the Glass Empty Suicide Prevention Program logo. So, as I promised, I do have some solutions for you right now. If you go to that website, glassempty.live, you will be able to work out ways to get out of your head and get into your heart. If you need a QR code, there it is. So if it's on your screen right now, yeah, have a look at it. And take some advice. I've spent 3 years very heavily in depth in getting this right, because there's nothing out there for people to approach just strangers. And if you're a publican or a pub staff member and you want to have a conversation with somebody that you barely know, that has tipped their glass upside down and put a coaster on it and shown the world that their suicide prevention signal, that they want to be helped, all the information is there for you to get an understanding and start the method, start the process. It's really simple. It's not a 2-day program, and this is how you can save the life of a complete stranger. So, I guess the one thing that I've experienced through my journey is about, and everyone needs to practice this, because it's not always easy, it's getting out of your head and getting into your heart. Life is a gift. That's why we call it the present, right now. And the best is right here, in this moment, in every moment. The best moment is right here, right now, and we need to celebrate it. I want you to join me. Let's do it.